All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? And welcome to Andrews the podcast. Tonight we are going to we're going to talk to the candidate for District 3, the gentleman who I am fully in support of, uh, Mr. Ernie Cooper Sr. He's going to be on here shortly. Today, well, because I tell you, tomorrow, remember, guys, early voting starts tomorrow. So, you know, get out there and make sure if you're going to be out of town June 11th, come whatever, you want to just go ahead and get out of the way. Go ahead and make sure you go and take all the proper paperwork you need. And if there's some kind of question about your voting status and you know that you are registered to vote, you make sure that you get that thing documented before you turn away. Don't turn away easily when it comes to casting your vote. So this morning I was coming out of gas station in Andrews, and gentleman asked me about who I was supporting in District 3, and of course I said, hey, I'm in support of Mr. Cooper. He's like, well, he went to telling me about the other gentleman, Mr. Evans, out there in Sampit, and which I've never met the man. I've never heard anything from him. Um, I don't hear of him doing anything campaign wise aside from putting up signs in Andrews, and but he went to telling me that the guy had this track record at IP or Santee Cooper, one of these big plants, and and he was this and that was all good. And then he proceeded to tell me that well, Cooper, you know, there's something being said in the community about Cooper, and it was about the. I didn't know exactly what it was about, but he hinted that it was something in regards to his support for one of the principals in um, Georgetown County. And so I went and did some digging, and I found some articles back from 2018. And what the rumor is, well, I'm going to have candidate Cooper come on here, and we're going to talk a little bit about his campaign, and he's going to address that, head on. Y'all see what I did there? We're going straight to it. So to the gentleman who posed that to me, just so you know, I went straight to him to find out, and without further ado, I'm gonna bring him up right now. And we got on the screen right now, we got candidate Ernie L. Cooper Sr. from Andrews, South Carolina. Sir, welcome to Andrews the podcast. How are you?
All is well, and thank you certainly for having me today. It was a pleasure and honor, in particular on this Memorial Day. I want to be able to say, with it being Memorial Day, to the comrades, the family all over, particularly United States, my hearts and prayers are thought with those family on this day.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Um, there was a big program they had down in Andrews today at the Veterans Memorial. I know the Girl Scouts were out there. I wasn't tracking, because I had some other stuff going on, but didn't make it there. But I saw some pictures from Miss Luana Miller posted some pictures, and they were beautiful. Were you able to make it out to that event?
I was my granddaughter's a Girl Scout,
I
and
saw you. I
was
saw your live. It was your live I was watching.
yes, yes.
My
I was
bad.
able to be there, and I went live, and it was a phenomenal services, memorial, just reflecting on the life of servicemen, and myself being a veteran as well, and we had people from all over came and supported. It was a good time, and just being able to support those that have served and their families, the surviving family. So that's what it's all about. Yes.
No doubt. And so I've been sharing your campaign stuff. I see you've been moving around the county. How has that process been playing out for you, going from the different parts of District 3 in Georgetown County?
It's been an interesting experience, very challenging, but also very rewarding. I've had an opportunity to go to Lambertown. We're in Osita, which is part of our District 3. We're in Grave Station. We're in Greentown. We was in South Island. We was in Maryville. We were in Sandpit. We went to North Santee. We've covered all of the areas of the exception of Andrews, in which we plan to have a nice event in Andrews next Monday, June the 3rd. We want to close it out. When I say close it out, having an opportunity to hear the voices of the people in various areas of the District 3.
And what are some of the concerns that you're hearing from the various different parts of the district?
In the beginning, when I went to certain areas, I've learned so much because I've asked the people, what are your concerns? Because I'm a firm believer it's the people's choice, it's the people's vote, it's the people's seat. And the concerns that I'm hearing across District 3 is sewage. There's sewage problem. There's no running waters. In 2024, in other words, 2024, you find now that people still have wells in 2024, and that's sad. And police protection, more of having police present. Those are some of the things, and broken promises. And these are the things that the people are concerned. What are there for the youth? Programs for the youth, not just to say in declaring that we're going to do it, but where are these things that are happening for the people across the county? Yeah.
Gotcha. And so this morning, again, I was as I was opening up, I ran into a gentleman who, was telling me about what he was telling me about, and he brought up this situation. He brought up something that had to do with this surrounding this principle, and what he said that is that you
So I lost. We've lost the voice for a moment. I'm not able to hear you at the moment.
Georgetown County's District 3 has been shackled with neglect, mismanagement, and incompetence under the so-called leadership of Councilman Everett Carolina, while entrusted with representing the diverse interests of his constituents. He has shamelessly abandoned his duties, leaving behind a trail of broken promises and disillusioned residents. First and foremost, Councilman Everett Carolina has demonstrated a blatant disregard for the concerns of his constituents. Rather than serving as their voice in local government, he has treated them as insignificant pawns in his own political game. Time and time again, he has failed to address pressing issues facing the district, turning a blind eye to crumbling infrastructure, economic stagnation, and environmental degradation. Furthermore, Councilman Everett Carolina has neglected vast portions of District 3, favoring his own interests than those of his cronies. While some neighborhoods languish in neglect, others receive disproportionate attention and resources, revealing his utter lack of commitment to serving the entire district. Communication, or rather the lack thereof, has become a hallmark of Councilman Everett Carolina's tenure. Instead of engaging with constituents in a meaningful dialogue, he has chosen to hide behind closed doors, inaccessible and unresponsive to their legitimate concerns. Emails go unanswered, calls unreturned, and town hall meetings remain a distant memory, leaving constituents feeling abandoned and voiceless. Moreover, Councilman Everett Carolina has proven to be a divisive force within the council chambers. Rather than fostering collaboration and cooperation among his colleagues, he has consistently
All right, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my my bad, man. I don't know. I'm beginning to believe these systems. Whenever the company comes out with a new one, they start sending bad signals to the old system, trying to take it off. Or maybe that's Mr. Carolina. They're trying to stop us or something. But anyway, my point. Well, what I was getting at was there was accusations that you didn't support, that you moved in a different direction from the communities, the groups, and so I went out and I again looked back. Here's an article from 2018 around that situation. First, can you tell us about what is the situation? Can you tell me what the situation was with community group and the selection of the principal? And
Yes. Well, it was actually in 2022. It was a group, Andrews Enhancement Community. And I was, as a part of that group, um, I was asked to be a spokesman on behalf of Dr. Anderson. At the time, Dr. Anderson was a vice principal. And so she was being looked at, considered as becoming a principal for Andrews High. So I was asked to be the spokesperson on behalf to represent. And as we went down to Georgetown County Board of Education, had an opportunity to speak, and Gab News was there. And as the spokesman, Ms. Anderson received the job, because one of the things that I stood on firmly, and to this day, in behalf of Ms. Anderson, that she was a person of integrity, and I believe that she would be an awesome person for the community, for the people, for the children of Andrews at large. And when I shared that with those that gave me the opportunity, Gab News specifically indicated that Cooper, under his recommendation, and certainly only as a representation for the Committee of Andrews, the community outreach, that Ms. Anderson was hired as the principal for Andrews High School. And I was really blessed just to be a part of that. I'm a team player, and anytime I have an opportunity to help, to represent as a team player, I've always been a team player, and I will continue to be a team player for the people.
And so I hope, to the gentleman that answers that question, that and I thought it was like, wow, that's a kind of being petty. But speaking of being petty, the NAACP had an event in town. Did they invite you to speak at that event?
You know, No, and I'm also a member. I'm a member of the NAACP, and I was not invited to the event. So that's really sort of blown me away as being a member. Um, I think first and foremost, if you're a member of something, certainly you should have the opportunity to be a part of that. For whatever the reason is, I didn't get a call, a text, or anything. And with that being said, I don't hold that against him, but in the same token, um, I should have been invited.
Were the other candidates invited, or were they there? Do you know of?
Um, the best of my knowledge, I've only, from what I understand, that um, from what I've heard, is that Everett has been invited to be a part of this event.
Okay.
Only from what I've heard. So,
Yeah. And so I only bring that up because again, it needs to be brought up, in my opinion. These are the kind of things that sway elections and not always in the most favorable direction. I can tell you from my just tracking of Everett Carolina and his record, and that's where all of my animus from this man come from. I don't know this man personal from a can of paint, but all my dislike for him is purely based on his performance as a county councilman in District 3, and the fact that he hasn't been on the ground for numerous situations that I'm talking about, situations that as a councilman he should have been front and center, because these are quality of life issues that's going on in District 3, and his and these things are happening from a county level. I and I think it's horrible. I think it's horrible on behalf of the NAACP, and as great as that organization is for what's being done at the leadership part, as far as being, because they interjected themselves in a negative way, in my opinion, and I'm going off a little bit, and I'm gonna bring it back. A little bit, but I'm gonna say this piece. They did some things to try to affect the local the mayoral election in the town of Andrews, and I think the people of Andrews need to wake up and see, because these are people driven organizations, and the people need to wake up so that these organizations reflect the people, not somebody's personal agenda. And I'm off my soapbox, sir, and I apologize for that. But again, go ahead. You got the floor. Tell the people what you got coming up. Is your team going to be out? I don't know. What early voting? Go ahead. You got the floor, sir. I apologize. I just went on a rant.
no worries. Also, let me just say this: with having the opportunity, and this is a great opportunity with the people at large. Let me say this: I am a man of integrity, and it is not how you treated me, is how I treat you in the outcome, is what I do and what I represent. So, and going across the district and the people I've met, and I've shared with the people. And I've let all the people know I'm here to represent you. I'm here to be an ambassador for you. I'm here to make a difference, all that I can. So, um, as I desire to lead the people and share with the people, given the opportunity, we want to lead with a strong force. We want to lead with integrity. We want to lead in spite of how, whether you give me the opportunity. What I mean by that, to show up at this NAACP, we still going to support it. We still going to be who we are at the end of the day, and we still going to be a man of who we are. We're not going to let that move us. And what's coming up, I want to encourage everybody with early voting. Early voting begins tomorrow morning from 8 p.m. 8 a.m. I'm sorry, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. And these are the various locations at Andrews Recreational Center, Choppy Recreational Center, Walkmore Recreational Center, and the local county office. And the early voter registration begins tomorrow through June the 7th. So you have time from tomorrow, May the 28th, through June the 7th to get your early voting in. Now, also, I want to make mention the deadline for anyone for the absentee voting will be May the 31st. So, in order to apply for the absentee voting a ballot, you need to make sure you take care or apply before the 31st of May. So, we want to use our time wisely. We want to make sure you have an informed information, you're not left in the dark. And also, if you need a ride, if you need ride to the poll, please, I'm going to ask Mr. Richardson, who will put my phone number up, that you can call my number. Also, I'm going to give another phone number, my campaign manager number, but my number is 843-991-2549. If you need a ride, the District 3, we're going to do our best to help serve you. That number again is 843-991-2549. And also the secondary number, if you need a ride to the poll, please give us a call at 843-543-3376. 843-543-3376. We are here for you to help you. And also let me make mention on next Monday, June the 3rd, we have covered the areas such as, when I say we, my team, Ernie Cooper and campaign team, we have been in the areas, as I made mention earlier, we've been to Lambertown, we've been to Ocedar, we've been to Sanford, we've been to North Santee, we have gone to Grave Station, we've gone to Greentown, Mayville, and also South Island. But we're coming to Andrews. We're coming home on next Monday, June the 3rd, from 6 to 8 at the Pavilion. The Pavilion is across from Piggy Wiggly in Andrews. We're inviting the community of Andrews to come out, and it's an opportunity to meet and greet any concerns or question that you have, any rumors, any misunderstanding that you've had. And someone said something about me that is not true. And you have an opportunity. I'm going to face it. I'm going to address the concern, the question. I don't have a problem. Whatever concern that you have, because I'm a man of integrity and I'm here to help you in any capacity that I can.
Yes, sir. And we got a guest on. We're going to bring him on here a little bit. Let's see. I'm working with a skeleton crew. Good evening, sir. How are you? Welcome. There he is, the mayor of the fine town of Andrews, South Carolina.
Hey, good evening.
Yeah,
Good evening,
man.
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Cooper, how are you, sir?
All is well, and I have a saying that is moving in the right direction. And thank you for asking, sir.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I told you I was going to ask him about the about the rumors, and I was like, that's all y'all can come up with, man. And that was quickly dispelled because, like you were saying, it was not only was Gab there, but Georgetown Time was also there, and these articles were, and it clearly stated that, your public position was you was in support of this lady. So I think it says a lot about you if that's all they can come up with, sir.
Well, I thank you. Thank you. And let me say for the record, if I'm given an opportunity again, I will speak again in behalf of Dr. Anderson. I will speak again. And I want everybody to know that whatever I can do, I'm here to serve. That's what I do, and I do the best of my ability.
So
I mean, how's he doing on the political front, sir? This guy.
we want to grade this young man?
Yeah, let's do it. But hey, on the screen right there, you see it right there for a ride to the poll. Let's make sure I got those numbers right. 843-991-2549 or 843-543-3376. So those are correct numbers?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. But yeah, go ahead and
Hey, yeah, but before I do that, again, we all know this weekend is in honor of all of our fallen comrades, those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country and our allies. So today is Memorial Day. Again, a lot of us, we celebrate in different ways, but again, we have to take time to thank the families of those who served and gave their life for this country. And so that's what this Memorial Day is all about. And of course, I'm definitely in support of Mr. Cooper. I've known him all my life, and I've watched him work here in the town of Andrews and abroad. Again, helping people, making things better for those that are around him. That's in his area of influence, and I think he's going to be an extremely effective councilman for the 3rd district here in Georgetown County. And I don't say that lightheartedly. I watched him as he went about to get himself known and talk to the people throughout the district, and had many opportunities to talk to him about what he think is his role and how he can be effective. One thing I advise him and advise anyone to include, we don't make promises we can't keep. He's a new guy coming on, so and I heard his comments earlier, and really it's about integrity and being honest, and just going out and work hard for the people. You're not always get it right, but as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, then things are going to work out. It's been a long time since Andrews has had a rep from Andrews, and one that I believe is going to work extremely hard, not just for Andrews, because as I told him, we have a 7-member council that is responsible for the town of Andrews. So we're not going to put our responsibilities on Mr. Cooper or anybody else. We have to do our part, but we have to work together as a team and understand the needs of Andrews and all the other 5 or 6 large communities inside of the 3rd district. And I think he's done that. I think he's gone out and been very effective. Now it's time to vote. Obviously, the work doesn't stop. So he's got to continue to work as hard these next couple of weeks, all the way up through 7 p.m. on the 11th, and to ensure that you get every vote. There's 3 people in this race that is, trying to get everybody's attention or their vote, and so the work has to continue. Now, this is where it really gets tough. Door to door. I understand that you had a very successful meeting today with some folks that was misled on a couple of items, and again, it's about getting face to face when those things are difficult, and then talk to them, and then share the real story. And so, I applaud you for that, and you definitely have my support.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. I really appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. You were out today. Let's see what you got here, Miss Veronica. Absolutely. We're gonna cut that out, of course, and we're gonna rerun that. But sir, I really appreciate you coming on and dealing with this. And again, me too. I've been watching, and I haven't been, because my job this time of year, it starts to really ramp up. So I had to kind of keep up with it. So that's why I'm kind of not there all the time, but I see you out doing what you're doing. And this is it shows a level, it shows me that level of dedication and sacrifice to do this, because you've been doing these kind of things, again, like the mayor just said, in your area of influence. You know what I mean? You put up the signs on the you didn't wait for the city to put up slow down and let's try to help control some of this traffic speed on Jones Avenue area. You know, any kind of any program you've had, I've seen where you've come in, you know, and you know, speak a little bit, give a little bit of time you got, and you off to the next thing, and you know, and then, you know, just your work as, you know, you do with the families throughout the hospital. So I think you are the guy. It's unfortunate that politics is the way that it is, and that you know, people can go, but like the mayor said, I'm glad you had that breakthrough today. You know, setting the record straight. So, and it's time. You're right. It's time that we had somebody in Georgetown County District that's going to work for the district. That's not, you know, and so.
And I think, and again, you know, understanding the dynamics and the personalities of the county council where he will be serving, I believe he'll be a great fit. He'll be able to help bring the other members together. He's not a confrontational guy. I told him earlier, I think either last week, that I'm impressed with his boldness because you don't have a problem, you know, going and talking to people. I mean, today wasn't the first time. There's some other incidents where we spoke about, actually go into the Lions Den and let them hear you and talk to them. And he's done that repeatedly. And I think that's what it's all about. And I think that's what he brings to this council that will help unite folks and help them see that really, in my opinion, never been a county councilman, but I believe that they should be concerned and working together for the betterment of the entire county. The potentials that Georgetown County has is incredible, but it falls short because it's so divided. And so I think he's that guy.
He just did it. He just did it with me. I mean, you guys saw it in real time because, you know, I brought up the situation with the NAACP and it got, you know, I'm not going to, you know, it's off-putting to me. I'm not going to say upsetting. It's a little off-putting to me because I understand the politics behind it, and just in his answer there, and I know that answer is not something that's not a political answer. That's a Ernie Cooper answer right there, because that's how he's going to approach the situation, with a level head. And I'm not going to, you know, just because you show me your ugly side, I'm not going to show you my ugly side. And so, you know, that's if a lot of y'all want to know, that's my secret. I stay around high integrity guys, and it just rubs off on me.
Well, I appreciate Mr. Richardson, Mr. Mayor. I really appreciate it. And you know, as I'm listening, there's two short stories that come to my mind, and I'm going to be real brief about it. But I'm reminded when it's 9 of us. I have four brothers and 4 sisters, and I'm number 9 out of 9. And in particular, we were in a setting, the last 4, meaning my 3 brothers and I, and we were at a church event. We had an opportunity, whereas for my brother number 6, 7, and 8, they had an opportunity to lead, and all 3 of them turned the opportunity down. But it fell on me. The lot fell on me, and at the time I was maybe 10 years old. But from that moment, I didn't want to be standing there with my other 3 brothers and nobody led by example. So what I did from that moment, I led. I began to speak and sing or whatever was asked of us. And that for me was the moment that really helped me to come into the place where I am even now. And when the mayor speak about this boldness, during that time, the congregation was full with a lot of people was there, but I stood up and stood out. And from that moment, I reflect back on that time, and I keep moving forward. If I'm given an opportunity in a space, if there's 1,000 people, and someone say, really, well, my military experience when I had an opportunity to speak before 1,000 people as a chaplain there. I spoke and I shared with the people what I needed to when the opportunity presented itself. So um, I believe in speaking up. I believe in doing what I need to do. I believe in standing in the gap for the people. I believe in representing those that I need to represent. And I believe in leading by example. And the only way you can lead by example, you have to be the first partaker of sometimes if there's no pain, there's no gain. Would you both agree with me on that? If you don't go through any kind of pain, you're not going to have any gain. So the
Absolutely.
pain that I'm willing to take is for the people. Meaning, what do I mean by that? So I'm willing to stand to be the voice for you. I'm willing to do what's necessary, and I'll let bygones. I'll let negativity be negativity, but that's not who I am. I am who I am. I'm gonna keep moving in the right direction. So that story comes to my mind, and my upbringing, um, and my dad. Um, he didn't have no schooling. My dad, my mom had a third grade education, but brought us on the value of having integrity and what we had, and it instilled it into me. And through that, I got my bachelor's. Through that, I got my master's. Through that, I'm an independent study. I've done my core courses toward my doctoral degree. So what my parents instill in me have given me hope, have given me the light to keep moving forward. So that's who I am because of my parents.
No doubt, no doubt. So, Mayor, I I'm interested in your what do you see as from where you sit as some needs in District 3?
Well,
And I
it's
know
a lot.
you 100% Andrews now, and I'm asking you to broaden the scope out a little bit more. Just from going to these meetings, because you're always at in all these different boards. What do you see uh, as a need in District 3?
Well, I am. You're absolutely right. I'm 110%, if not more, Andrews. Um, but I've always say to people, and will continue to say that the county itself can be a greater place. It can be one of the best out of the 46 counties in South Carolina. So I'm all for all growing. Well, it's no secret that the District 3, which is the most western district of the county, is the most underserved, underdeveloped. Okay, and that includes Andrews. And so Andrews, Sanford, Santee, all of those Big Dam, and all that affected that are under this 29510 area code. And so then, what zip code I should say. So I believe in the county, and there's a lot of things, and you see things are happening right now. If you look at 521, and that's not by chance. The county, the county is running out of space on the eastern side, so the industrial complex is coming here and starting to develop. That's happening. That's just geographically inside the county. There's really nowhere else along these main corridors to Myrtle Beach and Charleston. It has to happen here. What's missing is a unified effort. So if you take a look at the economic development plan that the county has, you won't see Andrews mentioned in there, and that's neither here nor there right now. But my point is that it has to be, as his role, as well as the rep for District 5, it's their role to make sure that all of these counties are represented at these conversations. What can you bring into Sanford to help with the economic development or recreation, those kind of things? So they have to look at that, because none of that stuff is there, or if it's there, it's missing so much of the amenities. You look at Sanford's Park. They don't have, the utilities is not there. They have to have porta potties and those kind of things. That should have been resolved a long time ago. Because Sanford and Santee are doing some big things. They having parades now. They've been doing that for years before I got here. There's a security issue, there's lighting, there's flooding, And those are the things that Mr. Cooper has learned. I've been to a couple of the meetings with him, that those are the needs. So when you start to fix those things or focus on those as a county council, then now you're going to make the entire county, very competitive with some of the others, a lot like it. And you're not going to beat Myrtle Beach because, they have the big money coming through tourism. But we can be much better than what we are right now. And it starts with level-headed people coming together and really focusing on those things that are those unmet needs in this district. A lot of great people here. I'll say this too. And in Mr. Cooper's district, as well as District 5, people come from all over, probably an 18-mile radius, all the way out to Santee. These kids come to school here. So why wouldn't, school? So they spend more than half of their year in Andrews. So we got 2,000 students. We have this industrial complex that's developing. A lot of things happening that needs a comprehensive look and effort to make sure it's sustainable. You see, over time. And so that's the things. And Mr. Cooper he at this point where he is, he won't have all of the ins and outs of it. But again, if it's a man that you can trust and is going to work hard, then we know we're going to be represented. The things I tell him: stay engaged with the folks. Don't make any promises you can't keep, but learn your job. And that's what I see for District 3 and 5, because both of them, split the town of Andrews. And so we certainly have an interest in who's sitting in those seats.
And Mr. Mayor, I want to address, Mr. Mayor, let me just piggyback on what you just said. Just my most recently visit to Old Cedar community and Lambertown in particular. It is 2024. And even at the park in Old Cedar, if the people of the community of Old Cedar want to have a fish fry or picnic, there's no facility there to even wash their hands. No running water at the park. That should not be in 2024. The lighting, if it becomes night, and the lighting is almost out. These are the things that are dealing with. And also just recently, this past Thursday, when I was in Old Cedar and Lambertown, the well water. They're getting water with sand in it. That shouldn't be in 2024. My heart goes out for those people. It's the same thing in Lambertown. It's 2024. It should not be at this point in time. Oftentimes we say the children are our future. I disagree with that. The children are now. And the word now means in our present circumstances. If you look up the word now, it's beyond just talking about a future when we put a date on it. We got to look at in the present circumstances, which is right now. We need to react now. We need to move now. We need to vote now. We need to make a difference. The same thing I saw when I went to Grave Station. The lighting, no place for the children. Those in Grave Station, the young people got to go to Wynyard Bay. They're coming out of their community. And when they're leaving out of their community to another community, we well know, all three of us, oftentimes what can happen. It calls confliction, confusion, because you're now on my turf. You're always safer at home. I'm going to end on that note and let Mr. Richardson, but you're safer at home when you have something in your own backyard, which is a place that you can call home, something presentable. I just wanted to piggyback on that for a moment.
I mean, he's absolutely right. You take over in Italy, look at that park. I mean, in total disrepair. And I think it was taken off of the Parks and Recs list because it was getting some attention a couple of years ago. And I could be wrong, but I go back. But the bottom line is nothing has changed. It is not a place fitting for children, and so it doesn't take that much. I don't anticipate everyone having a great, in Eight Oaks or the park that we have here in Andrews. Not really necessary, but again, the facilities need to be, public facilities that will run in water and those things, because again, it's in high demand. And so I think that's where the councilmen can influence that, working closely with the Parks and Rec director through the administrator to say, okay, now you look at your budget. Have we budgeted for this? You could even take a look at this, this capital project sales tax list and see where are these unmet needs addressed. Now they're talking about the water and sewer for Sanford and Santee, but of course, we know that's all political now. That's to get votes. Whether it's going to happen or not is still up in the air. So, but these things could have been worked on. But again, I think those are the tough things to fix. Having a park with all the amenities that, at least the basic amenities, is something that should have been fixed. Within the last 8 years, and it hasn't moved an inch. Okay.
And the other part to that too is the community, is the people inside of the community. Because a lot of times these issues can't be brought up if it don't come from inside of the community. So, along with especially when you got people that are willing to get out and do the work, we gotta connect it with that community effort. Again, I was out in Williamsburg County and watched two parks receive, I think it was a total $160,000, $80,000 a piece. Yeah, and it was community based. So I'm always going to stress that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that difficult, I think, to get those things, and and it just hasn't happened. I don't see it happening if we don't have Mr. Cooper in that chair. I don't see it having a chance to happen. Okay, because it won't change otherwise. I promise you.
Nope.
Okay, so that's just the facts, and so people got to get out and vote tomorrow through the 11th and get through the primary so we can move on to and I say we because I'm in full support of it. Yeah, to the general election. It's a we thing. And so when I'm with you, I'm gonna be with you in public. Behind the doors, it doesn't matter, because I'm not going to endorse someone that I don't think is capable of doing the job. That's just the bottom line. It's not personal. It's really about business.
Yeah, and that's dangerous. There you go.
I know.
There you go.
So I'm
listen,
so we're excited about it, and see what happens.
No doubt. I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut some of this up because my mic and all that went out. Buying this cheap Chinese stuff, get to a point where you gotta spend that bread if you want to compete. You know what I mean? If you want to be on the level. But hey, real fast, guys, what do you think about that shot right there?
Hey, that's
I like that.
That's some good drones.
That's nice.
There, young man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, don't worry.
He keeps broadening his menu here of things he do on the technical side. So you better go ahead and get his autograph now before he blows up. I don't want to talk to little people anymore.
I got to keep them, guys. Hey, listen, man, check this one out right here, though.
There's a huge market for this kind of work.
What you guys don't know about that shot, right, is I was standing over by the stadium and I flew out across I think right there the drone was sitting over the top of Jack Mini Mall, and I was standing over in we on a whole nother level.
Another level, huh?
No doubt. So again, hey guys, you see the number on the screen. Oh, well, we gotta hold off on that. All right. I got about 2 weeks to study to get my 107. Once I get that pilot license, we can talk about, you know what I mean? I can't do nothing commercially until I get that license. No.
Sounds good.
And I'm
Looking good. It's
I'm
looking good.
I'm studying for it. Yeah. Yep. So I don't, it don't have to be commercial when we do the celebration. So I need you guys to get out there. We have a big party in District 3. And celebrate change, moving forward in the right direction. If you need a ride to the polls, you see it on the screen right there. Go ahead and write that number down. Just jot it down, put it on your refrigerator, because you might run across somebody that may need a ride. And hey, here, you haven't voted yet? No, I didn't have a ride. Hey, call this number right here, 843-991-2549 or 843-543-3376. Go ahead and make that call. Mr. Cooper, I appreciate you for coming on. I appreciate you coming on June 3rd. I'm going to put that on my calendar. Get out there and see, can't we stream that live, and so we can, keep the people engaged, get the people out. Early vote. Go ahead and get that out of the way. That's going to run from tomorrow until June 7th, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
that is correct.
guys, make sure you go ahead.
Hey, one thing too,
go ahead and
if you don't mind,
go ahead.
I think for the citizens of Andrews, again, sitting on the board of 2 counties, is things that kind of it's kind of split. And what I'm talking about is that not only Mr. Cooper's election, there's another District 3 that involves Andrews that's in Williamsburg County. So those folks along the County Line Road will vote for Mr. Cooper at the rec, and then we have to go to another location in Williamsburg County to vote for Mr. Neesmith for District 3. So those folks, those ones along the County Line Road, are going to have to go to two separate locations to vote for their county rep on both sides. Now, well, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me make sure I'm not putting something out. Is Veronica still out there? Let's check and see where those folks along County Line Road, whether they can do it here in Andrews for the Williamsburg County, and I don't believe they can. So that has to be sorted out.
Yeah, there was a hit piece put out on Mr. Randall. I was talking to him about. We're going to talk about this week. I'm going to invite. So if you're watching, before I get to send it to you, Miss Turquoise, I would love to have you guys both on to have an online discussion. And it's surrounding. She put out a video about DP Cooper, and there's some things in that some things that were said because campaigns get nasty, but District 3 in Williamsburg County
and there's a Senate race as well.
Yep, with Senator
Senate
Saab.
32 with Senator Saab. So again, that's my guy. So
yeah, and we got a lot of folks hopping online, and that's the thing about politics and about the election cycles is that folks support. It's okay to support whoever you want to support. That's called freedom. You do what you but when you're supporting someone because you don't like a person, you don't take into consideration the job that person's done, or you don't even fully vet the person that you're supporting because you want the incumbent person to lose. In this case, Ronnie Saab. And I again, I'm not discrediting the new candidate. I mean, the person running against him, but what do we know about this person? So,
not much. I met her, but again, I've been working with Senator Saab, since I've been in this position, and things have come a long way. And he's got a lot of work ahead of him for his district. Again, a large district. So I think it's Andrew's time now coming, and so he's the right man. He's also gained some seniority up there in the hill, and so let's keep him around, man. We have to keep him around. He's the right guy for this job. We don't need to change things right now, and so I'm full support of Ronnie Saab to continue to serve this District 32. And just get to know him. I mean, come on, he's available, and if people got any questions, I'm sure he will reach out. His team will reach out and answer those things. And so he's been doing well and representing this district for a very long time. So let's keep him around.
Yep. So, yeah, all right. So we're gonna end it right there. Any last words, candidate Cooper?
I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with the people at large. And I want to encourage everyone that can hear my voice. Go out and make that vote count tomorrow, the 28th through the 7th of June, early voting, and also June 11th. Santee, I've been there. North Santee, Sanford, I've been there. Grave Station, I've been there. Greentown, Lambertown, Old Cedar, the areas, Andrews, I'm here, and we're coming on the 3rd. So I want you to know that I've been there. I will continue to be there. More importantly, your vote will make a difference. And I want to be able to end with this right here. I will make every effort that I can to keep you informed. You need and that I've heard your voice, and I want to be able to answer to the call. I'm keeping you informed of what's necessary to help you going forward. Thank you for the opportunity tonight. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. And if you're up tomorrow we come on tomorrow, Real Talk Tuesday. You know, check back in with us. You know, keep this thing moving. Like you said, moving forward in the right direction.
Yeah, because I think you'll be able
All
to
right.
get the numbers on how what the first day turnout. So you have the opportunity to go down to the site, talk to the folks there, and see how those numbers are coming in. And we just got to keep pushing. Okay,
No doubt.
So best of luck to you, and
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you're going to come out on top.
Thank you both. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, let me close this out here. All right, guys, listen. You heard it there. Get in there, share this out. I'm going to cut this out. Again, the purpose of this tonight was to for candidate Cooper to address some rumors and some bad information that was out there. And you know, you see he's the type of person to take these issues on head on and deal with it. So again, hey, y'all, look forward to I'm gonna do later on in the night. I'm gonna do it and I'll drop it sometime in the morning. But I'm gonna do a review. I'm gonna do a breakdown of this District 3 in Williamsburg County race. Again, some videos were put out and some stuff was said, and I'm just interested. And one of the things I'm gonna do, y'all, that's kind of petty right here, but I am petty. I'm gonna talk about the video work, the production. Oh my goodness, that was just, that in itself is a video. But anyway, y'all make sure y'all do y'all due diligence. Tomorrow starts early voting. If you need that ride, you see the number on the screen. With that, I am out.